What are the chances? I mean, seriously, what are the chances? I now have a 2012 Chevy Silverado in the shop. Get a lot of these things. And customers' complaint is they went off the road. They have airbag light on, ABS light on, traction control light on, stuff like that. Code is for the right rear wheel speed sensor. Go figure. I mean, I literally, the truck I just pulled out. Sorry, I got the hiccups. The truck I just pulled out, same code, C0050. Now this one has the same C0050. Go figure it out. That's just weird. But here I'm doing a code scan, and there you can see same exact code as the other one. As you see, 2012 Silverado. The other one was a 2007. Excuse me. What else we got? Pretensioner deployment, roof rail deployment, pretensioner deployment, roof rail deployment, deployment commanded. I'm going to have to figure out what all this stuff is and see what they want to do. Probably need... Damn, these hiccups are driving me nuts. Probably going to need a sensor on the right rear. But they went off the road, so anything's possible. I did order the other sensor from two places, because one said that they were not sure if the one they had in stock was the right one. For whatever reason, turned out it was the right one. And the other place said that, yeah, they didn't have one, but they were going to order one and have it to me like within 2 hours. So I still have that one coming, so hopefully it's the same one as for this. So we're about to find out. Let me get into this and see if I can't figure out what all the other issues are. Now, one thing I did notice when I pulled this thing inside, hiccups, I hate hiccups. I had surgery yesterday in my mouth. I had 2 teeth removed. I got 8 stitches in my mouth. And I didn't eat anything till just now when I had lunch. But let me just show you something that I noticed. On the seatbelt here, seatbelt's just hanging out. So I got a funny feeling the seatbelt is an airbag belt. Basically, it pre-tensions itself when you get into an accident, and I'd be willing to bet that that's triggered, and that's the reason for the codes. So let me go ahead and see if I can't figure some of this stuff out and hopefully get rid of these darn hiccups. Alright, so same exact issue as with the other one. I'm just going to be replacing the right rear ABS sensor. It's just weird that I would get 2 in a row on the same day. This one nobody messed with, so we're just throwing a sensor in it. Same thing as the other one. My hiccups are gone, thank you. Anyway, so here it is. I already got it loose and down from up there. So now it's just a matter of taking the screw out, getting the sensor out, and just replacing it with a new one. So let's get that going. There we go, we got the old one out. Quite a bit of mung on it. Kind of surprised me. So let me lube up the other one. Let me stick that in place, bolt it all down. I'm going to do the same thing as I did on the other one. I'm going to disconnect the battery and drain out the capacitors on it and then hook it back up. Just to like reset everything. Because that was just weird with the other one, how it wouldn't just reset on its own after clearing the codes. So, alright, let me get this in. So now I'm going to disconnect my scanner before I disconnect the battery. Reason being is my scanner, which is still hooked up, there you see it, my scanner has its own battery inside. So basically it's still supplying voltage or receiving voltage from the PCM or any of the other modules that it's interconnected with right now. So I'm going to disconnect it. See the green light's on. There, now the green light's off. I mean, my scanner stays on, but it's not connected to the car anymore. So basically I'm going to go underneath, I'm going to go over there, I'm going to disconnect the 2 terminals. And like I said, the terminals off the battery, I'm going to connect them together. You never connect the 2 terminals together while they're attached to the battery. That's how you short out a battery. You don't want to do that. You just want to connect the 2 terminals to one another. This way you discharge any capacitors. So I'm going to do that right now. Hook the battery back up, hook the scanner back up, and then we're going to clear the codes and see if that straightened out that right rear problem on this one. Alright, so we're back in the vehicle. As you hear, the chime is on. Let me just turn the key on so that calms down. Now we're just going to hook the connector up. If I can find it. There it goes. So now let's just turn the key on. We're going to back out of everything. I'm going to clear all the codes. Let it go through its whole thing. I tell you what, it is humid over here, boy. Oof. Gotta be like 95% humidity. Alright, so that's okay. So let's start this thing back up. Alright, so the airbag light's on. I was expecting that. So let's go into anti-lock brakes. We're under 8600 GVW. Vehicle stability enhancement system. Yes, it has that. We're going to skip over codes. We're going to go right to data. ABS data. Alright, so now let's see if we have wheel speed. Yes, we do. Alright. Kind of interesting. I've had a delivery truck trying to back up to the door. Let me just get out of his way real quick. So as we saw, the scanner does read. So that's good. So that code should alleviate itself. Well, it did alleviate itself because I cleared it. And now something just happened because the whole vehicle just shut off on me. So I have no idea what just happened there. Like completely nothing. Houston, we have a problem. That was very weird. I mean, I am stone dead. And now the scanner isn't communicating. I got nothing. It's as if I didn't even turn the key on. All right. It's never a dull moment. Let's see what happened. All right, so check this out. I just went underneath the hood to look. I had disconnected the positive battery cable, but I didn't disconnect anything else. But check this out. So I'm here. You notice something? That nut is, like a copperish color, whatever. That nut's like blackened from heat. See that? This wire is hot as all get out. So we have got ourselves a bad connection. But that's the whole problem, because I can hear the chime going off now inside. I don't know if you just heard that. That was, you hear it? Not the motorcycle going by, but just, you can hear the throttle body going. Hear that? Alright, well let's see if I can get this thing to actually start. If I can't, then I'm just going to go back over to the shop and if I can get it to start. Let's see. Then I got to clean that terminals and stuff like that. It's just interesting how stuff like that happens out of the blue. Yep. Alright, so let's bring it back to the shop and clean those terminals off. Shoot, if you think about it, I didn't even have to disconnect the battery. I should have just driven up the driveway. It would have shut down just like it disconnected itself anyway. It's weird because if you disconnect the battery, it should stay running. But what happened was it disconnected on that end of the positive post, which meant it disconnected the computer and everything else from power. If you disconnect it from the battery, the alternator should maintain the power and keep it running. So disconnecting that meant it cut the computer line basically completely off from the rest of the system. So let me pull this apart and clean it real quick. There, I got the nut off. That's the backside that was down against the wire. And that thing's hot as all get out too. And if you look, it's not clean. It's not clean anywhere. So that tells you something right there. So let me clean this down with Scotch-Brite pad and then reassemble it. There we go, all cleaned up. The backside of that's all cleaned up and back together. So now we should have no issues. And there we go, we got no codes in the ABS system. So now let's just go back to the airbag system. I mean, we didn't fix anything there, so I'm just curious if anything changed. Retensioner, left roof rail deployment, loop open circuit. Now that usually means the airbag up in the headliner here went off. Now I see this here, this damage here. I see this is tucked out here. So I'm wondering if the airbag's blew and then they tucked it back. Usually it does more damage than this, but there's actually a crease right here also. And if you look on this side, you can see the same thing. Oh yeah, the side airbags blew off on this thing. Absolutely. Or curtain airbags. Absolutely blew off on this thing at some point in time. So, yeah, I don't know if it just happened or when that happened, but that's a definite. I don't know if you can see the crinkles in there and the damage right there. That's definitely from the upper curtain airbags blowing out. Yeah. Working in a body shop, I've seen enough of that to know. So, anyway, we're not going to worry about the airbag codes. We're going to see if they're going to want to fix the seatbelt. What we're going to do is take it up the street and make sure it's good. I'm confident it is. Just that was a weird fluke with the vehicle shutting down. So, all right. Hope you're getting something out of my videos. If you do, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys. Have a great day. Keep wrenching.